want to talk to you today about emotional flashbacks. Now, emotional flashbacks are different than actual flashbacks you would get from a trauma or childhood. Emotional flashbacks are something that triggers an emotional response that we've had in the past. It could be connected to a trauma. It could be connected to how we felt during the trauma. It could be connected to how we felt about something in our childhood. But what happens is a situation in the present will actually come at us and we'll get an overwhelming emotional response that maybe doesn't quite fit the situation that we have at hand. Let me give you an example. Let's say that someone comes at you and hurts your feelings about something that isn't really that important. Maybe something about how you dressed or how your hair looks. And all of a sudden you have this overwhelming feeling of despair, of despondency, of feeling like you're worthless, of feeling like you don't matter, of feeling like you shouldn't even be out in public. And it doesn't exactly fit one person's opinion, right? But if your mother told you over and over that you don't look good, or your hair isn't right, or your clothes aren't right, and you felt horrible about yourself as a child because of that, someone saying that to you would explain this emotional flashback, because you're going back to the emotions you felt when it was done to you in a much more impactful way. So that is what an emotional flashback is. Now, the question is, how do we deal with this emotional flashback? How do we deal with not getting that same response when someone says something that's surface and we respond maybe from a childlike emotion or from an overwhelming emotion, and we no longer want to react that way? Well, the first thing we have to say is it's happening. We have to acknowledge it. You can't do anything until you acknowledge that it's happening. So we acknowledge, okay, this emotion that I'm feeling, this overwhelming feeling that I'm getting doesn't fit the situation. It does not fit what's happening. So I may be having an emotional flashback. So that's the first thing we say to ourselves. Then we say, okay, where is it coming from? And we can say, okay, when did I have a much stronger response about someone criticizing my hair or the way I dress or whatever it is? Pick the circumstance. We can give you 1,000 examples of this. And then once you see where it comes from, you say to yourself, this person is not my mother. This person is not the person that traumatized me. This person is only trying to help me, or trying to care about me, or trying to point it out. And if they're not, if this person was just a jerk and said this to you, you can say, their opinion doesn't really matter to me. Their opinion is not important in my life. And so this response does not fit what I'm going through. And what I want you to do after you realize all of this is you need to start journaling about the original emotional injury, the original emotional feeling, that situation that happened with your mother, the thing that happened over and over again that this is triggering, that this is giving you an emotional flashback to. So we go back to that, and then that's how we start to heal emotional flashbacks. We actually say, okay, I'm going to go back to that original one, and then the next time you have an emotional flashback, at least in this certain instance, if someone ever criticizes your hair again or your clothes, you're going to say, okay, their opinion doesn't matter. my mother's opinion was not accurate and it's not okay. And you maybe even set a boundary and say, I don't appreciate your input, but thank you very much. And you move on. But it doesn't impact you in the same way because you did the work. You got to the original emotional flashback and you worked through it and you started to heal it. That's a great way. If you don't have a therapist, journaling is a great way to start working through emotional flashbacks. It's much more helpful if you can work it through with someone. And if you need help with that or anything else, please contact me, Linda Vitti at Linda Vitti's Life Coaching and Counseling on Facebook, on Instagram. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'm very accessible. Write me and I'll get right back to you. But emotional flashbacks, you're going to become aware, number one. Number two, you're going to see where the original emotional flashback came from. Three, you're going to realize that this is not that. This is a different situation and you're safe. You do not have to react the same way. And then four, you're going to start working through that original emotional flashback. Do your journaling, talk to your therapist, whatever you need to do to work through it. Okay? All right. We'll see you next time. God bless.